Do you like different types of food, like Chinese food or Mexican food? Well, today we're going to share with you some Lebanese dishes, like hummus and tabbuli, so stay tuned. Hello, my name is Trishonna, and these are my sisters Audrey and Emberly, and we're the Benton Sisters. I want to start out again today with our 7th law for natural health, for best optimum physical health. This is the natural law of rest, how important rest is for us. The first laws that we've discussed have been nutrition. Eating good food is very important, of the fruits, nuts, grains, and vegetables. Getting your exercise is also very important. Drinking plenty of water, and between meals, not during your meals. Having a good abundance of negative ions in the air that you breathe, and temperance helps to keep everything in balance. That is the 5th law for health, and then sunlight. And now today we're going to talk about rest, how important rest is. If you are having problems with insomnia or you just can't sleep at night, you come home from the office and you're so tired, but you just can't relax. It could be from a lack of physical exertion. And that may sound strange, but did you know if you go for a brisk walk outdoors and breathe some fresh air, that can help to calm those pent-up nerves so that you can relax? Also, the earlier hours of night rather than the midnight hours have been proven very valuable because sleep is much deeper at this time. And being on a schedule, going to sleep at the same time, help to keep the circadian rhythms in balance, so that you can have rejuvenation from your sleep. Sleep helps to restore and repair any damage done during work in the day. And did you know that every cell, in fact every sector of nerve ending, is like a battery charged? And during sleep time, these batteries are recharged, and during the day when you work, it discharges the batteries. Keeping your body in balance and in motion is important. And temperance helps to keep things in right perspective. It is important to get your rest and get it at the right time because your body has an internal clock and it likes to stick to a schedule. So remember to have your rest and enjoy it. So what is the first recipe you're going to demonstrate for us today, Emberly?
We're going to share with you golden patties. This recipe is so delicious and it's fast and easy, and we'll read off the ingredients for you. 2 tubs of extra firm tofu drained, 1 cup of gluten flour, half of a cup of onions minced, 2 tablespoons of food yeast flakes, and 2 tablespoons of sesame seeds, and 2 tablespoons of garlic powder, 1/3 of a cup of Bragg's liquid aminos, and a tablespoon of parsley. Okay, and we have our tofu already mashed up in here, and you can go ahead and add the rest of these ingredients, and I'll mince the onions.
So what is that you're adding?
I think it's gluten flour.
So that helps to bind it together, helps it to stay together in a form like a patty. Usually we would put eggs in a patty to help it to hold together, but we don't need to do that when we have gluten flour.
That's right.
So that eliminates cholesterol in this patty. That's good.
This patty recipe you'll find is just really fast. You know, if you want a delicious, fast, easy recipe, this is a perfect one to do. And it'll be also good with tartar sauce from our cookbook. Okay, and we need 1/3 of a cup of Bragg's to go with this.
And Bragg's is the liquid aminos. It's a soy sauce substitute that isn't fermented, and it also is low in sodium, so it's much better for you than soy sauce. So try Bragg's as a substitute for soy sauce, and it works good on everything.
And I'll add this. Okay, let's add our seasonings. And let me mince this here.
Cholesterol causes problems with atherosclerosis and heart disease, and I just wanted to share with you some of the cholesterol contents in the different food, animal products. Egg yolk contains 250 milligrams of cholesterol. Kidney from beef contains 375 milligrams of cholesterol. Liver from beef contains 300 milligrams of cholesterol. Butter contains 250. Oysters contain 200. Sour cream contains 120. Lard contains 95. Beefsteak contains 70 milligrams of cholesterol. Lamb contains 70 milligrams of cholesterol. Pork also contains 70. Chicken is 60 milligrams of cholesterol. And ice cream is 45 milligrams of cholesterol. And all that cholesterol in our diet causes a lot of problems. The only safeguard you have is sticking with the fruits, nuts, grains, and vegetables, because you don't have to worry about any cholesterol in those things. Even coconut. Some people may think that coconut has cholesterol in it, but there is no cholesterol in coconut. It does have saturated fat, and eating a lot of animal products which have cholesterol in them, and then having saturated fat from a coconut can cause extra problem in your diet. But if you don't have animal products, then the small amount of natural, unrefined, saturated fat in the natural nuts and things like coconut isn't going to harm your body. How is the patties coming along now?
They're all done. We just need to put them on the cookie sheet.
Looks good. Okay. We like to use an ice cream scoop and scoop it out and just put it on the cookie sheet and flatten it down.
This is such a fun recipe. We love to have this recipe at home all the time whenever we can. It's fast and easy, and it's so good. I know you'll want to try this as soon as you can.
Okay, we should. Let's see.
So then you bake it in the oven for how much?
On 350 for half an hour.
350 for half an hour. Okay. And can you make these ahead of time and freeze them also?
Yeah, you can if you want to make them up and freeze them on your cookie sheet and then put them in a baggie afterwards, or bake them and then just warm them up.
So you bake them in the oven, and then if you have leftovers, you could freeze them for later.
Freeze them and then warm them up.
That's good.
And for lunches, quick, fast,
sandwiches
easy.
or something? Okay.
Yeah, easy lunches.
Great.
Okay, I'll go take care of these.
Okay.
While Audrey's putting those in the oven, we're going to have another recipe. Emberly, what is this one called?
Called our tabbouleh.
Tabbouleh. Okay, let's read off the ingredients for the tabbouleh salad. We have 1 cup of bulgur wheat. This is the white pilaf. 1½ cups of boiling water. 1½ teaspoons of onion powder. 1½ teaspoons of garlic powder. 1½ teaspoons of veggie salt or just plain salt. 2 bunches of parsley, fresh parsley chopped finely. 5 cloves of garlic crushed. 2/3 of a cup of lemon juice. 1½ teaspoons of garlic powder or to taste. 1½ teaspoons of onion powder or to taste. And 1 teaspoon of veggie salt or salt to taste. And then we continue with 1/4 of a cup of fresh mint or cilantro, optional, 1 cup of whole olives, 2 medium cucumbers diced, 4 medium tomatoes diced, and 1/2 a red onion quartered and thinly sliced. That sounds really good. So what is the first thing that we do in making the salad, Emberly?
Okay, we have our tabbouleh pre-soaked, and Audrey, you can go ahead and add it to your bowl.
Okay.
And I'm going to chop up this parsley and the tomatoes. Now, the parsley, you want it to chop up nice and fine. And we just like to remove the stems as much as possible. It looks nicer that way.
So what are you putting in the bowl there? You put a little bit of lemon juice with the tabbouleh
And seasonings.
and the onion and garlic powder with veggie salt.
And we'll use crushed garlics.
Fresh garlic crushed. That's good. If you like lots of garlic, this is a salad you'll just enjoy. And you don't have to worry about having garlic breath afterwards, because parsley is a breath freshener and takes that garlic scent away. So this is a perfect salad for all you garlic lovers. I want to share with you something on fiber that we found from Diet for a New America. It says, without fiber, waste gets blocked up, and the length of time it takes for the food to pass through the colon is greatly increased. This is particularly true when your diet contains animal fats, because animal fats are solid at body temperature. They clog up your intestines just as grease clogs up the drain. The longer transit time produced by the low-fiber diet provides more opportunity for the bowel walls to reabsorb the toxins they are trying to eliminate. That doesn't sound too good, does it? So you can see why we have so much colon cancer in America, not enough fiber in our diet. And all the animal products are devoid of fiber. And with all that extra animal products we have in our diet, we need extra fibrous foods to make up for it. And that's why there is so many problems. And I'm glad to have this salad here because parsley is high in fiber. It's also high in calcium and other nutrients, so it's really good for you. And this is one of our favorite salads. We really love this, and it goes good with the patties that we just showed you. How's it coming along? You almost have it all minced up?
Audrey, you want to go ahead and add this to your bowl?
Okay.
And then I'll peel the cucumber and dice it for the salad.
It's amazing the endurance that you get from this type of food. This food, eating it naturally as the way it was made and grown, gives you the most energy and endurance. And I find that I have a clearer mind when I eat food like this than I did when I used to be on a lacto-ovo-vegetarian diet. We haven't been vegan vegetarians all our lives for about 4 years now, wouldn't you say?
I think so.
And we sure can tell the difference. I want to share with you the statistics they say of endurance studies in meat eaters, lacto-ovo-vegetarians, and vegan vegetarians. From a meat diet, they say the endurance level is only 57 minutes. In a lacto-ovo-vegetarian, they say the endurance level is 1 hour and 54 minutes. But the endurance for a vegan vegetarian is 2 hours and 47 minutes. That's pretty good, isn't it? 2 hours and 47 minutes of endurance at hard maximum time work. And so when you think of getting out there and building muscles or weightlifting or doing any type of athlete work, instead of needing lots of protein in your diet, like we usually think of having tons of protein in our diet, think of complex carbohydrates instead and eating your green leafy vegetables. And parsley is one of the best for adding strength to our body.
Okay, I think we'll add the olives now.
I'll let you add the cucumber, and I'm going to mince up the onion.
When you think of the #1 source of vitamin and minerals, it is from our fruits and vegetables. Fruit is a #1 source of vitamins, and vegetables are the #1 source of minerals. And if anyone asks you, where do you get your calcium if you're a vegan vegetarian? Where do you get calcium if you're not drinking milk? You can always say, and be correct, that green leafy vegetables is where you get your calcium because they're highest in calcium. Also, almonds have a high amount of calcium in them too. So you don't have to worry about getting a deficiency of your vitamins and minerals on a natural diet because God made them prepackaged with all the right amount. And if you eat a variety of the fruits, nuts, grains, and vegetables as God has made them, you shouldn't have to worry about having a depletion of any vitamins or minerals because God has made them prepackaged in the right proportion. It's when we start refining them and taking away the minerals, when we refine flour and then adding them back in, that we start to have a deficiency, and then we have to find another way to make up for the lack. You might not be able to tell the difference when you eat the food, and it might even taste better to you without the extra vitamins and minerals like refined white flour. But your body knows the difference, and somewhere along the way you're going to have to supply the lack, and it usually ends up being in your health. And so we want to eat the foods the way they're naturally grown as possible because this is best for optimum physical health. So it looks like the salad's done. Tell us about the wheat that's in there.
Now, this is called bulgur wheat, and it's white pilaf bulgur wheat. And some people think there's two different types. You know, the cracked wheat. It's called bulgur wheat also, and I don't know why. And some people think, well, maybe you use the cracked wheat. You don't want to use the cracked wheat. Make sure you use the white pilaf bulgur wheat. And this dish is 100% raw. That's all we did is took our bulgur wheat and soaked it over water, poured water over it and let it soak. It soaks really fast, probably about 15 minutes. I'm not sure, I never timed it, but it's really fast. And we just add it to our dish and mix it all together, and it's delicious.
Oh, it looks good too, and smells great. So the next recipe we want to show them is a wonderful spread.
Yeah, this is the Lebanese dip.
This is the hummus, and we'll want to read the recipe off. It's 1 15-ounce can of garbanzo beans, and you want to use 1/4 cup of the juice from that, 1 large clove of garlic, 4 tablespoons of tahini or sesame seed butter, and 4 tablespoons of lemon juice. Well, that sounds good. Show us how it's put together.
Okay, we're going to just blend this. We're going to open the can of garbanzos and drain off all the juice except for just 1/4 cup. And then we'll add our lemon juice. And if you, fresh squeezed is really nice, so if you have fresh squeezed on hand, I'll let you add the garbanzos first. Okay.
Like that?
That's probably good.
Okay.
Okay, and I'll add the lemon juice. And then you can add the tahini. Tahinis, you may know and you may not know what it is. It's just sesame seed butter.
Here's the label.
You can get that at health food stores usually, or sometimes grocery stores carry them too.
There's all different types of brands. You can get roasted and
Raw.
yeah, and we're using roasted today.
Okay.
Go ahead and add that, and we'll add our fresh garlic.
What do we need?
Just add a couple of tablespoons. This is so good. I love this dip. Tastes really good.
Look good? A little more.
That's probably good.
Okay.
And we'll blend it. Okay, and we'll just scoop this out with a spatula. And we like to spread it on our platter and just, thank you. And I'll let you, your bread,
Okay.
let you cut it up for this. We have pocket bread here, and we like to cut it in triangle shapes, I guess you would call that, and use it to dip in the hummus.
That looks really good. So you're going to just put the triangle-shaped bread around that?
Mm-hmm.
And we sprinkle it with paprika and parsley, right?
Yes. I'll go ahead and let you.
Put these on?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So that looks really, really attractive.
And we'll add a little parsley.
Oh, it's almost fit for a party, doesn't it? Well, that should be easy enough to make. It didn't take long at all. We know it's important to have fiber in your diet, and I want to share with you some tips on how to get extra fiber in your diet. First of all, you want to use brown rice instead of white rice, and choose fresh fruits and vegetables over canned. Choose whole grain bread instead of white bread, and have a salad every day. It's very important. And if you have a tabbouleh salad, you'll get plenty of fiber from that. And eat food in their most natural state as possible. It's nice to have the food that you make look appetizing and attractive. And putting things on a platter nicely arrayed with parsley and tomato wedges really help to add to eye appeal. Not only is it important to have healthy food, but the way it looks is also very important. And often we are so busy in the typical American lifestyle that we just hurry through making food and cover it with cheese and it's done. And we don't put as much care into it as we need to. And so we want to encourage you to take time to put care into it and to make it fun and attractive. The next recipe we want to demonstrate is the colorful corn, right?
Uh-huh.
And that's really good. It's easy to make and it's really good for you. Let's share with you the recipe. You want 8 cups of frozen corn, a half a cup of red and green bell pepper chopped, 1 medium onion chopped, 2 teaspoons of basil, 3 teaspoons of fresh garlic minced, salt to taste, and a half a cup of water. Well, that sounds simple enough. What do you do first?
Okay, I'll just chop up the onion, and Audrey, would you like to go ahead and do that? I'll do the bell pepper.
Okay.
And we're going to add it to our kettle of a half of a cup of water, and then just cook it until your onion's tender. And then we have our pre-washed corn, and I say washed because we like to just
run them under hot water,
yeah,
so they thaw, but you don't want to cook them.
Yeah.
So they're still raw.
And then when you add your hot onion mixture with your water, it makes it nice and warm, and you have a nice and hot corn without cooking it.
Oh, that sounds really good.
Do you want this whole onion in here?
That should be good enough.
Okay. Chopped?
Yes. And then add it to the water. And then along with our seasonings, we have our seasonings that we showed. And we'll add our garlic, chop our garlic up here. And then the corn, we don't want to add the bell peppers, red and green bell peppers, which gives it lots of color, and that's why we call it colorful corn. And we'll add the bell peppers along with our corn, so that way we have live, beautiful looking bell peppers without having to cook them, but we'll still have our dish nice and hot when we're through.
And so we steam the onion, that way they're not really...
Until they're tender
Okay.
and cooked. We want to cook the onions. You don't want raw onions in here.
Well, that looks good.
And I'll let you mince up the garlic for that. And then you can go ahead and add your seasonings to your kettle and let them all cook.
Did you know that 1 million Americans become vegan vegetarians each year? And the news is even catching up on it. This article was taken from Modesto Bee, April 12, and 94, talking about new evidence that broccoli fights cancer, quoting, "Broccoli is good. Likewise, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, and other crunchy members of the cruciferous families of vegetables. Growing evidence that eating fruits and vegetables may help prevent degenerative disorders like cancer and heart disease." So eating fruits and vegetables is a safeguard against cancer and heart disease. And it's nice to know that you can have a fun, exciting way to make corn, and it looks good and tastes good, and it's easy too, so that you can have an abundance of your fruits and vegetables in your diet.
Just look at all the beautiful color in here. We like to have it lots of color to make it look very attractive.
And it's not cooked, so it still has all the live enzymes in it.
And Audrey, how's your onions coming along?
I think they're done.
Okay, we're just going to add our corn to our bowl, and we're going to pour over our nice hot onion mixture. And that will help to keep it warm too, so that way you still have your raw foods, but you'll have your corn nice and warm.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead. That's good. And we'll just stir it up in here. let's have dessert to go with this meal.
All right, we have still a little more time, so we should be able to do an ice cream for you. This is going to be our grapefruit sorbet, and this is the ingredients that we need for this recipe. 1 cup of boiling water, 3 tablespoons of Eames kosher gel, 1 12-ounce can of grape concentrate, you want to thaw it, 1 banana, 2 cups of water, and 1/4 cup of lemon juice.
Okay, we have our hot boiling water, and you can add it to the blender along with the Ames gelatin. And you want hot water so that way your Ames will activate.
Now this is our kosher gelatin to replace Knox gelatin.
Yes. We'll just whiz it real quick. Okay, and we'll add our banana and our grape concentrate. And our lemon juice.
Whole banana?
Yes, the whole thing.
So why do you need a little lemon juice in there?
It helps, you know, sometimes grape concentrate has this tart, kind of like real sweet flavor, you know, and kind of tart too. But the lemon juice is tart also, but somehow it just helps to give it that delicious flavor. Makes it really nice.
Okay, what else?
And we'll whiz it real quick, and then we'll add 2 more cups of water. Okay, we'll go ahead and let you add the water to this. And then you just want to pour it into your ice cube trays. This is getting a little bit full, maybe. You'll want to just, can you get all that in there? Ooh! We'll want to just pour it in the ice cube trays and put it in the freezer. And when it's frozen, you can send it through your champion juicer or blend it up in the blender, or you can put it in an ice cream maker to freeze.
That's really good. Do you have some already made?
Yes, we do, right here.
No cholesterol, only fruit. Just perfect for a heart patient. I want to close with our food for thought for today. It goes perfectly with the 7th law of health, which is rest. It's hard to rest when you have stress in your life, and this is a promise for you. I will keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on me, for he trusteth in me. And that's taken from Isaiah 26, verse 3. Thank you so much for joining us today, and I hope you have fun learning how to create these recipes in your kitchen too.